So in the last campaign for the America's Cup, I heard you've done some work for both Team New Zealand and Oracle. What were those experiences like?
Well, in the beginning, Team New Zealand approached me and said, can we check your autoclave and see if we can actually get the really big foils cured? And so they came around one day and we went through everything, and they started bringing all of their foil components for us to cure. And we worked a lot with them on the curing profile and checking that all of the complete structure of the foil had got to the temperatures that they were required to cure. And it's actually really quite difficult because they're trying to cure everything at the lowest possible temperature they can get away with, but at the same time the whole of the foil actually has to be at a minimum temperature so that it'll actually cure. So we spent a lot of time with thermocouples and data loggers checking that everything was actually cured correctly. Shortly after that, Oracle came along and said, hey, we understand that you're doing some stuff for Team New Zealand, could you cure our components as well? So we did almost exactly the same components for Team New Zealand. And that's why, for me, it was really interesting, because we could see the evolution in the design between the two syndicates, because we were doing the same components, and a significant component too as far as performance is concerned for both syndicates, and we could see that the designs were actually changing as their both design teams were going off in different directions. So at the end we could see that somebody obviously had it really wrong and somebody had it really right, or there was going to be somebody was going to end up with the egg on their face anyway, based on what we'd seen.
And how did you find working with two high-profile organisations and working on a project that was going to be on TV viewed by thousands of people?
It actually just took a reasonable amount of management, because they couldn't be in the factory at the same time and they couldn't obviously see each other's components. So we had to really make sure that we had a properly booked out calendar where we had Team New Zealand on a certain time and those guys would be gone, and Oracle would come after that and they would be gone. And there was only a few times when there was potentially an overlap. I know Team New Zealand drove into our yard one time before the Oracle guys had gone, and they just kind of backed up and went again. And there was one other time that I had to ring Team New Zealand and say that Oracle was still there, and they stopped on the side of the road, a few hundred metres up the road, and waited until the Oracle guys had gone, just so that there was no chance that they would see each other's technology.